I'd like to call the Macomb City Council Committee of the Whole to order, please, if the clerk would call the roll.
Justin Shu.
Here.
John Vajezi.
Here.
Byron Shabazz.
Here.
Dave Dorsett.
Present.
Ashley Katz. Don Wynn.
Here.
Dennis Moon.
Here.
6 present.
We have a quorum, thank you. Citizens wishing to address the City Council on matters germane to the agenda of tonight's meeting will be limited to 3 minutes and are asked to be brief and concise in making their remarks. Comments submitted by mail or email will not be read aloud, but a copy will be provided to each member of the council and made a part of minutes of this meeting. Does anyone wish to speak to the council under the public comment section of the agenda this evening? Alrighty, hearing none, we'll move on to item 1. Discussion on an ordinance to create a Class V as in Victor liquor license for Whitburg LLC at 1690 East Jackson Street, Unit F, here in the city of Macomb. This had first reading last week. I would note for the record that the petitioners are present with us here in council chambers this evening. Does anyone have any questions or anything they would like clarified regarding the issuance or potential issuance of the Class V license for Whitburgs? Already hearing none, we'll place that on for second reading and final action at our first meeting in October. Item number 2, discussion on ordinance to create a Class V liquor license for Neiman Foods Incorporated doing business as Rich's at 501 West Jackson Street, Suite A here in the city. This too had first reading at last week's council meeting, and this is proposed location is in a strip mall and on West Jackson, where there currently is a laundromat and a Little Caesars Pizza. Alderman Dorsett.
Okay, just double checking again, this is going to be in addition to the laundromat that has gaming as well?
That's correct. They own what I think they're still operating as the Apollo laundromat at that location. There is a gaming component at that location. It is not the primary driver of that business, so it has a different class of liquor license. But this would be for a video parlor located at the far east end of that building, and I think a former hearing aid and or vape location. And it would be the primary driver of the business, video gaming, therefore the V classification.
Now, this is, we have a cap on the V licensing, correct?
That's correct.
And
this between these two licenses, we would reach that cap, and I believe there's likely to be some discussion with you later this year in the fact that the wash and win is likely no longer primarily driven by a laundromat. So, but we'll get those final numbers, and we may ask for a temporary abatement of the cap to 9 to allow for us to transition that to a V license. We're still going through that at the staff level.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Already hearing none, we'll place that on for the first meeting in October as well. Item number 3, discussion on an ordinance amending section 4-83, allowing a supplemental outdoor cafe license for a Class A license holder in downtown business district. This is an amendment to our code that would allow for this type of outdoor seating at a Class A licensed facility. Any discussion on that? Alrighty, hearing none, we'll place that on for second reading and final action on our first meeting in October. And item number 4, discussion on ordinance to amend section 16-71 concerning trespass. There's a ask by the police chief to amend that ordinance to allow for some enforcement that we're currently a little hamstrung by the law, allow us to take some action to curb trespassing on city property. Any discussion on that at all? Chief, is there anything you want to add? Okay, the chief's willing to answer questions. Any questions from any of the aldermen?
You said this applies to city property?
That's correct. Chief, do you want to maybe just give an overview of what we're
Yeah,
hoping
just
to
to
accomplish?
expand, we've had some issues in some city property, namely Chandler Park. We've been applying an array of tools from the toolbox, trying to solve some of the problems down there. What the amendment to this ordinance would do would be give us the ability to, we've been citing people for things that they're doing. This would give us the ability to tack on a trespass charge if they're already committing some other crime or ordinance violation. So with discretion, pile on when we need to, and then hopefully build a case to take to a state level if the behavior didn't change. So it just gives us a little heavier hammer.
Any other questions or comments for the chief? All right, Chief, appreciate it. Would hopefully have another tool in that toolbox with this ordinance. We'll place that on for second reading and final action again at our first meeting in October. I don't believe there's any other business this evening. No reason for an executive session this evening. We'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.